Well, looks like the loser that was attacking Expedition 33 got community noted. Because a lot of people on the internet, especially on Twitter, would just say anything just to get attention. I don't understand why these people are so desperate for Twitter likes. Twitter does not pay. Twitter is not going to give you enough money to make a full-time living. Get a life instead of crying on Twitter, complaining about nothing, and attacking games that don't deserve to be attacked. And that's exactly what happened with that idiot Christian zealot Yorch Torch. I just talked about the fact that he attacked Expedition 33, this game that I am playing on the screen right now, because he saw a few black people in Paris. Not even Paris, inspired by Paris. He saw a few black people in the game and he said this whole game was a disrespect to European culture. And I talked about that. You can click on the top right corner if you want to watch that. And now he got community noted and he is doubling down and he is being exposed for being a hypocrite. And are we really surprised? We're going to look at that community note and other tweets. But before we get into it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to push this video out on the YouTube algorithm. And the original tweet said this: gamers, the Expedition 33 reports are true. How does a game that opens with a Sunday early 1900s Paris set to a beautiful French song end up with a town full of characters straight from south of midnight? It breaks the immersion. It disrespects European culture. And a lot of people pointing out that this part of the game that he's showing a screenshot of is literally the beginning of the game. At the very beginning of the game, there is a festival where a lot of people around the whole city gather. I'm confused on why he's expecting a lot of people to not show up at a festival, and when a lot of people do show up, you see a bunch of different people that live in the surrounding areas, which includes black people. Never mind the fact that this is a dark fantasy game and is not aiming for historical accuracy. And that's exactly what the community note educated him on. Here's the community note. It says, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 cannot functionally disrespect European culture because it in and of itself is not set in France or Europe. It is a fantasy game set on the fictional island of Luminaire that merely draws inspiration from French Belle. I can't even pronounce these fucking words. What is that? Époque? Whatever, I'm retarded. It's inspired by the French Belle time period. That's what everyone was saying. It's not specifically set in France. It's just taking inspiration from that place, from that country. So we can't disrespect it if it doesn't even take place in it, because it's completely fictional. I have to laugh because I don't know why this fucking idiot was expecting historical accuracy from a dark fantasy game with its magic and monsters and weird creatures. The main characters are all casting magic and all these different abilities, different elemental abilities. There's so much weird fantastical shit. I don't know any fucking body who wanted to come to Expedition 33 for historical accuracy. That makes no sense whatsoever. But like I said before, Twitter pays idiots. Twitter gives people pennies. They get pathetic little losers a little bit of dollars so they can feel like they actually done something productive. Meanwhile, if they actually get a fucking job and not waste so much time on Twitter, they would actually make more money working a job rather than posting stupid shit on Twitter. Monetizing Twitter was one of the worst things the website has ever done because everybody wants to scream. Twitter was already a cesspool full of mentally ill weirdos and freaks that treat Twitter like it's therapy, and they just scream and get mad at everything and everyone. Now those people who are retarded and no lives, now they have an incentive to be even more crazy, to spam even more, to say even more stupid shit because they get a few dollars because of Elon monetizing the platform for everyday users. That was a fucking mistake. That's why you have idiots who don't even play games, who haven't even played the fucking game, who literally took a picture of the beginning of the game. This is literally like the tutorial. It's the very, very beginning of the game, this fucking festival. That is the start of the game, and now he's saying, oh, it disrespects European culture. This isn't accurate to real life 1900s Paris because it's a fantasy game. And he's also exposed for being a hypocrite because before the game came out, he was cheering on the game. He did that with this tweet right here. Gamers, which game would you buy? And on the left side of the image, it says created by 3,000 feminist activists, Assassin's Creed Shadows. And on the right side, it said created by 30 passionate gamers, Expedition 33. So what the fuck happened? What changed? You were excited for the game. You said it's created by 30 passionate gamers, which is incredible, by the way. I've been cheering on indie games for the longest time. I consider this an indie game. Maybe some people don't because it has a publisher. I don't care. I've always said indie games are better than AAA games. These big big budget companies are stupid and they're out of touch and they don't understand what fun is. They don't understand what gamers want, and they're just corporate machines. They just shit out slop. That's all these big companies do. Support indie developers. But anyway, we all know why he changed his mind. Think about it. He was excited for the game before it came out. He booted up the game. Maybe he just looked up a walkthrough. I don't fucking know. I don't like this guy. He's always complaining about games, but he hasn't proved himself to be a gamer. But whatever, nonetheless, he saw the beginning of the game, and then he saw black people and had a mental breakdown. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Because he was so excited. Oh my god, this game is made by 30 passionate gamers, way better than Assassin's Creed Shadows. Then he saw black people who said, this game is fucking disrespectful for the European culture. This is evil. I thought this was historically accurate. I came here for an historically accurate dark fantasy simulator. Oh my fucking god. These people are just exposing themselves. They're exposing themselves. This guy is such a fucking joke. I keep telling you, stop listening to these losers who just cry on the internet all day and don't actually play any video games. Like, black people have existed in Paris during that time period. A small amount, but it doesn't even matter because this whole game is fictional. And this guy tried to double down on this statement. He put up a poll asking people, what do you prefer? Final Fantasy VII on the PS1, Chrono Trigger, or Expedition 33? And as you can clearly see, here's the poll results of that poll. 61.9% of people said Expedition 33. They'd rather play that over Final Fantasy VII on the PS1 and Chrono Trigger. So this idiot really thought he was gonna get a gotcha moment. He really thought people were gonna say, yeah, fuck Expedition. I'm gonna boot up the Chrono Trigger on my old ass hardware. Shut the fuck up, man. Oh my god, this clown is such an embarrassment. If you want to play retro games, go ahead. There's nothing wrong with revisiting these older games or trying out games that you did not have an opportunity to try out before. But when a new game comes out and it's currently trending, everybody's going to be talking about it, and because everybody's talking about it, everybody's going to be playing it. And most people don't play retro games. That's not what majority of gamers do. So you just look fucking stupid asking people what would they rather play. But anyway, you get the idea. This loser will continue to double down because he got embarrassed all over Twitter. Nobody's taking this loser seriously. This game is doing very well in the Steam charts. It reached an all-time peak of 121,422. Normal people are having fun with the game. Normal people aren't having a mental breakdown because there were a few black people in the festival. Normal people realize that they are not pushing an agenda with this game. There is no obnoxious political dialogue. There is no bitchy, obnoxious, disrespectful girl boss characters. There is no hideous female characters. The female characters look attractive, and it's a fun turn-based RPG game. All the Twitter grifters who don't play games can stay mad. This game is doing amazingly well and is going to continue to grow. So I don't have much else to say. I don't want to keep repeating myself. So all the Twitter grifters like Yorch Torch, go fuck yourself.